I need to be invisible for this. Uh, just for more for curiosity's sake than anything. I'm out doing this shuffler test for 2 weeks. That was my plan. As opposed to, you know, doing how Smite does and actually doing it until all the games are completed, which will take multiple months. At any rate, I'm having more fun with this than I had expected, so I'm going to be doing this for 1 more week. I need to somehow get invisibility to last long. Possibly find a different source of invisibility if that's something that exists. Or I can just go up here and get the treasure. Is that something I can do? Nope. I need a key, I think. This pipe seems like it makes my invisibility run out. Does that help me at all? Can't bump this. There's also a gate to the left of the door. Ah. He's right next to it. But I'm guessing I need to be visible for it. There we go. Oh, that's the first big coin I grabbed. I'm guessing those are like the DK coins, and you just, they're just optional things for funsies. I got a new item, right? I don't know why I clicked save. This game has autosave. Ooh. I got something, but it doesn't look like it gives me a new ability. And if it doesn't give me a new ability, then it doesn't really help me out here. Which leads me to think that whatever I'm supposed to do here, I'm supposed to already be able to do. Oh. I don't remember this. Last time I was here. I've definitely, played this far in earlier testing, or run into that ability in the other game. I don't know if it's in Wario Land 2. It might be. But if I recall... Oh, you can just bonk this guy. Oh, but I don't have anything that causes him to do anything special. Excuse me again. So the thing with that spring is that I can't raise my jump height. Oh, what if I try? What if I try making a staircase by breaking that? The thing with the spring is that it should. Oh, can I go up? Is that interesting? So obviously, if it does, it won't be intentional, unless there's something. Unless this implements changes from like Sonic and Knuckles, because Knuckles has the glide. But well, they're double back. Okay, that's the last one I can get through. What I was saying was that the Spring in Wario Land 2, usually they'll have like an area where you have to go downwards, and then if you get the spring, because it automatically jumps, it causes you to bounce up and lose progress. I wonder if maybe I can make it... No, because you actually do take damage that way, so it wouldn't actually be viable to stop you from shuffling if you die after the boss, because I might have actually lost that fight. The trick is that you lose control of your before the boss fight technically ends. I was wondering if there's any sort of penalty to being on that wire, because it kind of seems better than being on foot at all. But I guess they have this little bus that shows up. Whoa. Oh, that would have actually... That would have helped with normal cars, but that car shoots. I feel like every time there's a car, I shuffle. How do I do this thing? Ah, it's gonna stay moving. Okay, now we're on the boss, so I need to use bombs here. This thing has no, like, proper attack, it just crushes you. But... Well... See, the bombs are super effective, because that takes much, much longer if you're not using them. But they're not really a great weapon in other contexts. I'm going to avoid them, but there's a weird thing with this level. Um, you see all these doors, there's all these huts with doors. Um, a lot of these are bonus levels, which is very weird for like the first time you play this, because most of the bonus levels are very well hidden. They don't really throw them at you in this game. Except this one time where you suddenly get every single bonus level in one level, and then never again. Like, I want to say a good half of the bonus levels in this game are in this one level. And I think this is also where you run into the... like, the enemies start stepping up here. Because there's... this might be where the Bonkosaurus shows up. Plus these dinosaurs are a little bit tricky. This tree, you bump it, and it starts walking. And then you hit it again, and it walks in the other direction. I just noticed it looks like it has a little sad face on it. It's a sad little tree. Just gonna hit this guy if I can, because he annoys me. These dragonflies are very tricky. They kind of rush at you, but they stay away first. They're a little hard to attack. One of these days I'm gonna look up how to do this. Maybe I'll try mapping both of the buttons. Maybe that'll help. No. Okay, picking up these tanks is good. Just having a bunch of trouble with them. Looks like I can stand at this distance. It can't reach me. Or it doesn't activate its attacking. Let me lower the volume on my end. Looks like that guy walked out of my reach, so I'm not gonna even try. Can I? Yes, I can. I can choose which direction to walk in. I don't know if this helps me any. I'm just curious if I can do that. The slug isn't gonna make it to the end of the stage. Oh, yeah, this boss. Oh. I feel like the way that you handle this one is probably... you gotta lure... that shot comes out pretty fast. That shard shot. So maybe you should be luring it into a safe place, like here. Oh, did I beat it already? Oh, that wasn't so bad. Let me check my Cheap itself. Yes.
Mission complete. Mission 4. Start. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just scratching my beard again. Um, the I just wanted to say that this level has, I want to say, my favorite sound music in this game. I don't
Rocket
know how you get
launcher.
this slug, because if you go to the right, then you can't scroll back left. There's probably a way to do it.
Machine gun.
This is kind of a hard area, because these enemies who jump and slash you, it's very easy to for them to break through your guard. Whoa.
Heavy machine gun. Okay. Okay.
The gasoline is a health for your slug, but I don't have a slug, so there's no way to do. This is kind of a tricky thing. You have to break the cliff that the tanks are on to get it to fall down. But if you do, the tank falls on you. I keep misreading this guy's punches. I think I have that problem with him more than the later enemies, but what do you do? I still need to add grace to that. I'm probably King of the Monsters too, having a problem with it. Write that down. I feel like my voice is a little squeaky today, but that's because this. I don't know if I was making more noise on Arcade Pit yesterday. That was the Monsters 2 Genesis. Oh, I missed how much car I was. Feels like we're heading up to a boss. Oh, this feels very R-type. Very juicy boss. They're definitely playing up the connection with Life Force, like how fleshy this game is, I think. Oops. So good. I keep forgetting if there's a separate missile button, which is why I keep launching that out by accident. Ran into the wall. I will say, as far as shmups go, that's not so bad. I think that was true of the original Salamander as well. When the enemy gets up after being knocked down in this game, uh, what hit me? Maybe like an enemy shot, like a regular enemy shot, just hanging over there. Um, but I was saying, there's a moment where they're invincible on wake up. So I feel like being a little careful with the charge shots, because maybe uh, it's more reliable to do it as they're getting up, so you hit them when you know they're vulnerable. Whereas if you shoot them while they're down, it's fairly likely that they'll get up and miss. They'll get up and you'll miss. If they look up out below, but then the enemy is coming upwards. Oh, we actually do have ammunition. I was wondering if that actually was a ammo increase specifically. This thing. It's not a hard boss because it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's very easy to misread. Whoa. The way upgrade works is that the first 3 levels are the order is dependent on either the buttons you input when you're selecting a character or the character that you select. I'm not saying either because I don't know. I'm saying either because it's the character you select unless you use the correct button inputs to choose your desired arrangement. And those first 3 levels get harder depending on where they are in the order. So because I tend to pick Yusuke instead, who's just the first guy in the menu. That's scratching my eyelashes. Fine. Winter, my dry skin is worse than normal. But the Yusuke's first level is the level that I'm on Esprade now. Esprade. Oh, hi. Feel free to ask which game is on, because I don't have a display. This one is SD Gundam Sengokushi Rainbow Tairiku, which is a pretty blatant Contra clone. It's less evident in this level than the first level, which is pretty much the first level of Contra 3, including the little vehicle that you run into. I can give you one, but it's 130 games, so it's probably not going to fit into Twitch's. Also, I don't have it ready, so I'd have to pull it up. Oh, Patreon would be a good idea. I'll do that after I'm done, actually. I'll have it ready tomorrow. That shouldn't be too hard. Was that a lily pad that blew up? Oh, I need to stand under this thing. Might be. It looks like a lily pad to me because it's kind of greenish, but it being some kind of vehicle would make more sense. Where am I going? Wario, I feel kind of weird about because it's it's the game you get hit in the least. At least two, I feel, is the longest timing between shuffles. But uh, all of them should be in there soon. Like someone else did. Oops. Someone else did Wario Land 4, so I didn't include it in my shuffler because they had tested more. Why would I test a worse version? And then I got, I think, the other three for like the Game Boy line. Still need to fix Haunted Castle because I don't think it has. I don't think this game has infinite continues, which is absolutely horrendous for a arcade game, especially a really neat arcade game. Like you can keep putting coins in the machine and it will send you back to stage one. Yeah, I think one of the salamanders does it because I know I was playing through it with a friend and we ran into it. The issue where it causes you to it disables continues for the last stage. So I'm wondering if I'll run into that this time. For the trackball Sonic, the problem is that I don't know if there's any sensible way to map the trackball onto an 8-bit DOS, so I can't really play it. I did attempt, but I'll have to be able to play more than like the first 0 seconds to get it working. You can actually blow up these enemies in the back. It seems like you wouldn't be able to, but if you have your power meter charged up, your screen clearing attack can hit them. I think that's the only way to do it. I'm trying to this guy. I'm gonna go for the key first, I think. I mean, I have to go for the key first, but I think I'm going to be willing to die to reach that key. But how am I gonna go about this? It's gonna be very, I think the timing is gonna be very tight on that level. I didn't notice you can aim up. That might just be specific for certain levels. I have to go down. So, Salamander 1 I know a little bit better. Not this level though. But at least you can see like see the flares for a fraction of a second before they get you. I think that's I think that's the US version. I would have to double check. But generally I've been going for the US version unless the game was only released in Japan, in which case it's just kind of crapshoot if I remembered. Like if I remembered to search for a patch. That also comes up with a metamorphic force because I think that has a different damage system. Like your health is drains in the US version, but not the Japanese version, but the US version is the one that I have. Yeah, it's I think it's Life Force specifically where they were experimenting with having like a normal like a basic shmup power up system instead of having the like power up purchase. And then or I think for Salamander they were doing that, and then for Life Force they changed it back to a when they localized it they changed it back to the purchase system, something like that. I might be getting things backwards. Mups are probably the easiest one to add. I forgot that Ninja Warrior is in here. Sometimes it's complications, but I'm surprised I pulled that off while I was talking. But yeah, usually mups are just a matter of you you have it set on lives, and then nothing else of concern really comes up. I think on Darius Twins in here, and for that one, uh, because you have there's no limit on how much you can increase your barrier, so it's reasonable that you would have your barrier for the entire game. So for that, I shuffle on any damage to the barrier. Other than that, unless it's the case that they have a health system, they're usually just shuffling on lives, and they're really only a few lines. So it'd be very easy to add more. Oh, we're back to the profile pictures being garbled. Nice. I don't know if that's a ROM issue or a Bizhawk issue. Yeah, I think you're right. If they have better checkpointing, it's going to be better. But also, oh, I've been struggling with this guy for a while. I don't really know how to dodge him.
Welcome to bonus day.
Speaking of things I don't know how to do, this bonus level is ridiculously hard, as far as I can tell. Oh, I was mostly disagreeing with you regarding checkpoints, I think. Mostly just thinking aloud because I feel like that's good for that's kind of the only way I know how to do commentary, so you don't have to worry if I'm not saying anything directly, because I might not be saying anything specifically about what you said. That so might be good. Probably another one where I don't think there's health in Fantasy Zone, right? Like it's probably just another one where you just throw on, you know, the lives and call it a day.
Player one, birdie try.
Birdie. Bingo.
Slice four, birdie. Player one starts to strike back. This is Nancy's report.
Hole number 3, 137 yards, par 3.
That shuffles before the stroke happens.
One, two,
I'm not very good at video game golf. Like Neo Turf Masters is fine because it just tells you the distance. But then otherwise it's like I don't know how I'm supposed to memorize all the information and like do all this mathematical calculation in my head. Pool I think I can reasonably do, but you've only played Mario Golf, but have you played RPG Mario Golf? I know I picked up a Golf Story, which I think is supposed to have a similar appeal, but I don't know. For some reason, I can't get into it. I think golf is just not my game. The DS I had in high school, so it was very, for me, it was a very like multiplayer console. Like it was always the thing that we were doing at lunch. I ended up getting my friends to like import Jump Ultimate Stars, and that was when we were playing a lot of Pokemon. Bro. Okay. I'm old enough to have to have had a Game Boy, but I just didn't have an allowance, so I think every elementary school was pretty strict on to some level strict about getting video game systems out, but then it ends up being a like tug of war where the students are trying to figure out how to sneak things in. For the DS, uh, it turns out that you can do the Wi-Fi through the walls of our high school classrooms. So I was able to stand outside while I was on my lunch break, and I think we were playing New Super Mario Brothers against my friend who was in the middle of like philosophy class. Oh. The Wii has a really deep library of games that people just kind of refuse to acknowledge existed. I don't know how to get up there. I have to get this key somehow, but I don't know how to get down. Yeah, I think that's a funny thing about Wario Land. Like half the time it doesn't have any real damage. It just kind of frustrates your ability to make progress. I feel like what I could do here is if I can get that zombie to show up again. Maybe I can take this to the right and we'll do something. Yeah, I was wondering if like you can if there was any that you could shuffle on because there's never a good reason that you would get that transformation. But I don't know off the top of my head. I was thinking Drunk Wario would be one, right? Yeah, but the thing with a giant snake is that when you float up, then there's I think stuff to get up there. So you need to get to use the snake if you want to get some things. I think the way that I would go about getting it to transform by like specific things is if you can figure out the address for like the room that you're in, and you also figure out the transformation itself is probably just there's a variable for that form, right? So if you go like oh, you change to this form in this room, then we'll shuffle. But yeah, that would I think just deciding which ones you want to do is kind of an ordeal in this. There's another game in here, Mad Stalker, which I'm having a similar problem. But in that one, it's because it shuffles too much. Like there's all these like little one-off enemies that are just firing machine guns on you, and a few things that were grabbing you. So I'm trying to be more selective on that, but then it's uh it's weird because I'm running into there's a guy who like suplexes you, and that doesn't lead you to your like normal hit animation, and I was looking for only shuffling on your hit animation. Like this one, I was thinking, this hammer guy, I know, he sends you on a form that basically makes it so that you can't you're forced to jump upwards, right? So it's usually a setback when you're squashed. Like, are there any circumstances where you would want to actually do that? Looking at the negative coin, right? I think Wario Land 2 is really good. It's like the amount of content is really nice and is pretty unique. The the only thing with Wario Land 3 is that it locks out your abilities to start, which is a little weird. I haven't beaten this one though, so I don't know if maybe uh it's better in other ways. I'm wondering if I like received a new ability or something, because I don't think I've unlocked a new level. Oh, that's interesting. Like it's kind of pressing things on the menu. Oh, then I guess you replayed the cutscene. I go here. There's also in this one exactly one way that you can get game over, if I'm not mistaken. And I haven't done anything special to account for that, so maybe that's something I need to do. Did I not just get the key? I think I already went down there. I think like any of these games that are like relatively Metroid-y tend to be the ones that take a while to shuffle. Right. Oh, that's a different key. Okay. Okay, that should shuffle, right? I think. You can't just drop off of the ladder. That's what's throwing me there. Uh, I, my problem is I just don't play a lot of like Metroidvania stuff, so I can't really comment on like your stream's work in particular. The Aside from Wario Land, I think the one that I've played the most is one called Valda's Story, which is surprisingly ambitious. It's like a made by like 3 people, I want to say, but it's like got Devil May Cry inspired combat and a skill tree which happens to not be completely imbalanced, which is not guaranteed in that style of game. I'm actually just going to find an enemy that damages me because I probably could have shuffled on those ones earlier. That kept knocking me back. That would have been a good idea. Well, that more or less happened anyway. Virtual Boy Wario Land I haven't played. I've heard it's very good. Do you know if that's on Switch 1's NSO?
Okay. Rocket launcher.
Oh, for some reason I thought that was a cutscene. Yeah, that was. I actually tend to forget that Salamander 2 exists. Polterghost suggested a whole bunch of shmups, so I implemented any of the ones that they came up with that I could get working at least. Why did that kill me? What was this? I don't think it did a jump. I think with this boss, because the projectiles are so slow moving, it'd be a good idea to try to lead their shots a bit. Balloon Fight doesn't have an ending, I think, so I'm going to try to get to phase 30 because that's where the achievements go up to. Although I was thinking, yeah, Metal Slug can get creepy if it wants to be, mostly with the aliens. And I think 3 in general has like a more horror vibe. Let's go with 3. 1 to 3 are all in here. Oh. This might shuffle. Oh, it's right. Now, if I recall from testing earlier, Does Metal Slug 5 have you have Clark and Ralph playable? I know either 4 or 5 does. I was going to look into that, but after I finish this batch, frankly, just due to this space issue. Want to clear some of these off first. Oh, I never heard about the villains in 5 being different. Oh. I don't have the key. It's not a great position to be in. It's gonna keep on coming at me. Let me just use one of my flings. But I need to break the block underneath the key if I want to get out. Okay, these are gonna carve up this level. So I'm gonna try to just run. That's not gonna work. There's a block above that area there, so I have to, maybe we can block those punches. Coming up much faster than the first fight. would be the Cowboys of Mumesa damage face. I think one of the fun ones is I put Alex Kidd in Lost Stars here, and so every time it shuffles, you hear him like just scream because that's how the game's set up. Every time he dies. I think there's one other game that's like that, but I forget which one it is. Which just has a very fun, like, death scream sound. This one here, Shock Troopers, uh, I prefer the second game, but the reason that I put the second game in and not the first is that the first was not running well in Bizhawk. But that was using the... I was trying to stick to the version that Smite was actually using at the time, because the shuffler was ongoing. So now I've updated, and I think I need to check a bunch of those games I couldn't get working at all before, because it might actually be possible to implement them. Although now I'm having problems with Sin and Punishment, which I was really looking forward to getting working. I'll just go down. I'm gonna bother with one of these. I wanted to get at least one bullet hell in here because I thought it would be funny. And I figured Dodonpachi is possibly the funniest one. I guess it's just the turbo graphics being obscure. I also think Bonk 1 is a little rough. So maybe that scares people off. Like I know the score in retro achievements is really jacked up, which kind of implies that people played Bonk 1 and then they gave up early on. Like for a long time, the hardest achievement that I had, according to the way they score it, was doing the boss rush, I think, in Bonk 1 without dying, or something like that. Or getting all the happy faces in stage 1, which didn't seem like it was ridiculously hard compared to some of the other things I've done in retro achievements, but it's just a result of people playing Bonk 1 and then not doing those achievements, jacking up the scoring. I also tried to add Adventure Island 3, but I was having trouble with that one. So I figured it wasn't finished enough to have here. There's some jellyfish that keeps popping out of nowhere and killing me. Maybe because I'm keep trying to float over these things. I need to go down. Oh. Let's say right there. Oh, it's nearly out of food. This is also a Hudson thing, right? Oh. Yeah, Math Blaster falls in the I think this would be funny pile. But it's actually not bad because if you like set the difficulty up, they're actually really aggressive. And if you answer a question, not much path here. If you answer a question, then you can't fire for a bit, so sometimes the enemy sneaks up and hits you, and you can't do anything. The only thing is that it takes a while. Yeah, I was excited about Legend of Valkyrie, but I kind of forgot there was a TurboGrafx 16 version, so I don't know if I should have been using that one instead of the arcade one, because it seems like there's a fan translation for that version.
Round 2.
It swapped, I think, dash and lock-on controls in Wolf Fang. Let's see if I can get Ambassador Magma, because I know he's around here, but I can never manage to see... Oh, there we go. Alright, looking forward to seeing you. there's some weirdness around the ropes in this game where you can get thrown into the ropes such that it avoids you getting damage. Oh, it's one of those levels where you take down the enemy fleet, isn't it? Those good ones. Oh, this is way harder than Double Green game has been so far. I don't have any grenade.
Player 1, D-Shot.
120, so I'm gonna go for 100%. I think this is the first stage where I keep on hitting. Yeah, there's like a elevated area where the hole is, so sometimes they get stuck there.
Energy! Energy!
How am I supposed to do this? This is me getting careless that time. It wasn't actually that bad. Yeah, it looks like I just have to, if he does that punch, I had to block it. Oops. Ah. Let me turn the volume up on Bugio here. Keeps annoying me how quiet this one game is. I don't 100% know that the plugin to adjust the volume too well on a game by game basis is set up. Let me just double it. So the feed might go to crawl here because my laptop has trouble displaying it, but this is a Radiant Silver gun. Okay, here's my problem. I don't actually know what I'm doing in what Clash of Demon Head is about or what I'm doing. It seems like the mountain is Demon Head or Volcano, so if I go left or right, it's equal amount of steps. I'm just gonna try going left and hope that works out. This, I think, is the easiest shmup in this set. Finally. Reach some grace there. This is specifically the arcade version of Ice Climbers, by the way. Someone else did the NES version, so I don't have it in here. Looks like I got sent back an entire level for losing against this boss earlier. I don't think it usually does that. So if I recall correctly, the problem that I ran into with this boss is I got hit by this bubble. You need to get close to activate him first. I'm just gonna camp around here. Not try to move too much. If you like shmups and the like, you might enjoy the fact that Bangayo is here. This one was kind of a pain. Some of these games don't have a uh, set memory address where the health is stored. And so this one I had to put in a different address every level. If I had found something that's... I'm really bad at timing the grab on Super Dodgeball. But yeah, I had to adjust separately for every level because I didn't know where the value that said where they were was. Super Bonk 2 is really good. I feel like that would have gone over, got very good reviews at least if it came over. Ball size L is the bonus it gave me there. I'm not sure if that's for the basketballs that I was dribbling or the like happy baseballs on my head. What's this do? Oh, so the quads increase your running speed. Can you launch me? Nope. Ah, it would have been good to have homing shots here. But this one I need to hang under. Yeah, that one I also don't want to move left or right too much.
Heavy machine gun.
One complaint I'll make is I feel like the bosses in Metal Slug 3 in particular have a ton of health compared to the previous ones. Which I guess is alleviated if you're playing multiplayer a lot, but that's not what I'm doing, so. Ah, thought I could jump on that. I was thinking of whether to put in Darius Force. At least I think it was. It was a while. But I think the reason I would have rejected it is just that it's. I think it's also very like memorization based, right? Like compared to, it's got like R-type style design. But also, I think the execution is easier than R-type. So, because I think that is one of the odd spots that I've managed to, defeat legitimately. Um, so it seems like if you beat it once, you're probably not going to shuffle at all. Let me go with speed. I remember I had a preferred path order, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, I'm getting my secondary shot. So you can wait this animation out. Yeah, it looks like it can. So that makes things a lot easier. Oh, my health's really low. I'll just eat it this time. Oh, that's just weird. He shot that down. Do I have... High placer with the top shuffle on death on first boss. I had a lot of issues with Sky Blazer similar to that. The problem is that the first stage, uh, you don't have lives. So the like minimum health. Oh, it's not shuffling at all here. Let me check. Okay, it should be. It's recognized. So I'm just gonna mark this as complete temporarily and figure out what's going on. Can I just attack this thing? Oh, and some guy I have to fight, I guess. It's very hard to tell if you're taking damage in Edward Randy. Okay, that's gonna be trouble. Uh, Thoughts, Adventure, Enemy. Actually, I don't know. I don't think there's a Adventure. There might have been Revenge. Music grab you. And then you do something about those enemies that drain your health because those can cause repeated shuffles, right? If I kill this boss, I'm going to adjust the volume on this because it's also very quiet and it's annoying me. For some reason, Konami seems like their arcade games, they set the volume down. I could probably use those eggs before I grab a new one, just for the sake of making some usage of them. Because I tend to just hang on to them until I accidentally press a button and release them. Oh, that's double couple for some reason. Oh, they also have a. I'll be able to deal with that when we get back to it, I guess. It's, I might have said this before, but I have a complaint with arcade Contra, where they have a gun icon for some weapons, but they have a letter icon for other weapons. I can think of no good reason why it shouldn't just be one or the other. What was that? For these ones like Doremi Fantasy, which were in Smite Shuffler, it's just because I worked on them to start with, so I'm still testing them more. I don't know if I got a music note in this level. I probably did. It's easy to get all the birds in this, but oops. The thing is that if you get them closer to the left edge of the screen, you get more points, and more points equals more alive, which isn't actually that useful in this game because you don't die very often anyway. And I haven't limited lives, but I happen to walk into a bonus game by accident when checking to see if there's something there. So I might as well roll with it. I'll probably just turn infinite lives off on this game. This is also another Hudson one, I realize. So I guess the games here are kind of like stacked with Hudson. I didn't do that consciously. I think there just happens to be a bunch of Hudson games aside from Bonk, which I was trying to add a lot of. I mixed a star there. I need to go back. I think they have a bunch of these like separate characters for these like target pods. But if you see one of those, they don't ever have any sort of resistance. This actually, my health pretty low.
Player 1, birdie try.
Birdie! I did it!
Flies 4, birdie. Player 1 starts to strike back. This is Nancy's report.
Hole number 4, 531 yards, par 5.
Oh, I'm not accounting for the conveyor belt there. I got my happy faces back, but I thought of it too late. I it looks kind of breakable. In the first game, those red dinosaurs, the Bonkosaurus, are really hard to deal with because they have a lot of health and they chase after you a lot. Here, they don't actually seem to be that special. It feels a little weird. See, like those guys seem to take multiple hits, so he's a little backward. That's it. That that instantly turns me to maximum bonk. Well, I made some progress there. I've been doing pretty poorly against Kunio's team. I'm gonna try mashing both buttons this time and see if that works any better than what I was doing. Nope. I need to research Pac-Land. Well, that was kind of weird, but wasn't that bad. I got down to it. Oh, there's a water level. I think I managed to miss onto this. Makes sense because your fish is kind of extremely situational otherwise, so it feels a little weird that they gave you this fish form that you barely use, but you can go into at any time. This is the only level so far where attacking enemies has seemed like a particularly good idea. I can go left or right. Try going this way. Okay, that's the way. I might have to give up this form. If I can't climb up. Yeah, the power up does nothing for me. I need to turn back into a fish. Does that move? Somehow that worked out. Something for no reason there. Once you get into you get past the first level, then you start seeing how a lot of the levels in this game are like clearly drawing off of the original Gunstar heroes, which I think is why this is not a sequel people feel as strongly about as the original. Okay, full charge in both weapons. Oh. Start using that third weapon. I think it's a barrier of some kind. I don't know what it blocks exactly. I'm gonna take out all of these. Oh, that's cool. It disables them for a while. In Solomon's Key, there's supposed to be a lot of like secret items. So that was probably intended to be like, oh, here's a much easier technique that you can find if you like get together with your friends and discuss strategies for getting out of that area. Okay. Thankfully, I think we're finally out of the flames here. I'm suddenly reminded that I really want to watch the rest of the Salamander OVA, like the anime based off of it, which is extremely funny to me because they made the main character is the pilot of Lord British, the other ship, and he is a huge jerk. Like I don't know why, I don't know how they meant for him to be sympathetic. Oh, my time is going off. I'm surprised I didn't get hit fiddling with my phone there. We'll go until the next shuffle or so, and then we'll call it a night. And I'll see if I can send you to someone interesting. Should have went to the right, see if I could power ups if I headed over that way. Okay. That's it for us today. It's gonna take me a hot minute to get a raid going. I need to load up Firefox. But yeah, I'll be doing this again same time tomorrow if you want to check it out. Um, I was saying earlier, I originally meant to only stream this for 2 weeks, so this would have been the last one. But I'm having fun, so I'm going to be doing it for one more week. And so for every day, like 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to try to be here. Okay, who is on today? I'm curious, does that raid list function isn't there? Oh, I guess there isn't. Anyways, I see Sonia Fiore playing Deadlock. I think Emily Astor is going to be there too. So you can go check them out. If that's something you enjoy. Thank you very much for being here. I hope to see you again next time.